Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Mechwarrior for Mercenaries on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. And in this episode, we're going to go customize the Owens and Hellspawn that we just picked up. The Owens is effectively a light missile boat. That's pretty much all it does, which is why we're going to be upgrading from upgrading Rufus's mech from the Flea into this Owens.
Sweet.
Look at all the missile slots it's got on it. I've got some LRM-15s that I can put on it. So, is that what we're doing? No, it looks like we're actually going to be putting the SRM-6s on it, which is kind of sad because the SRM-6s aren't actually all that good because of their relatively short range.
Okay.
Double medium pulse laser.
So, do items in your, inventory have health bars that carry over from battle to battle?
No. What will actually end up happening is a good portion of the time, we're actually switching out the medium pulse lasers for machine guns arrays instead. What will happen is if a mech gets damaged enough, it will objectively lose a weapon during the fight.
I kind of figured,
but weapons themselves will not actually degrade as time and use goes on. They'll either be completely destroyed during combat, or you'll get them back at full. Utility capacity. Once the mission is over.
Right.
Yes.
That makes sense because it would take longer to repair something that is totally broken.
Mm-hmm. All right. The other big thing that I specifically do is I remove jump jets from all of my mechs. I know that a lot of people really like jump jets, but here's the thing. In this style of game, jump jets are only really good on specific maps, and we don't end up fighting through all that many mountainous maps in this game. There are plenty of maps that have valleys, certainly, but jump jets are just a thing that I am not good with specifically, so yeah, I'm not running them.
They're always in the valleys. Always.
All right. And switch it over to Cyan, please. Thank you.
Oh, Cyan me up for this mission.
All right, our heat efficiency is pretty much capped out.
So what is?
Can we switch over to an actual good missile?
Question. So heat efficiency is a sum of the parts type of thing. But if your heat efficiency is low, so if you have a low heat efficiency, does that mean that your guns get too hot too like more quickly than usual?
Yes and no. What heat efficiency is actually measuring is how much heat you generate. Whilst you're actually using all of your weapon systems. So right now, we're at effectively -8 heat efficiency, which effectively makes it so that it is we have a relatively good possibility of overheating in combat, which is a bit of a problem, but it's not such a big problem that we have to worry about it that much.
I mean, it is only the third mission of the game after all.
Yeah. Heat efficiency doesn't become a really big issue until you make it a big issue, and it's usually a problem of you not being very efficient with your either aiming or the usage of your weapons, which again I am terrible with because I am not very skilled at this game. Hence why we're playing on Recruit. This is an escort mission. Our goal is to escort.
Roger.
Our goal is to escort these guys with their military armaments over to a base and make sure that they survive. There are a lot of really good character moments between Spectre Castle and the NPCs that are not in our party, because the NPCs that are actually in our party are mostly silent unless we give them orders. You should be giving your company orders pretty much at any and all times, as it makes their combat efficiency significantly better. And then you have instances like this where I'm pretty sure my party is just stalled out at the start of the mission.
Because they're...
I hate it when that fucking happens.
Because it's scripted?
No, it's not scripted. It happens somewhat randomly depending on what...
enemy mech. Continue en route.
Depending on what they decide to do. Because they do have a limited artificial intelligence. They're not really learning per se, but they are reacting to the battlefield.
Lousy treadheads. Take out the designated target.
Roger. Roger, Spectre.
Roger.
Go medium pulse lasers. LRM-20. The LRM-20 is actually the most damaging / largest missile pod that we have access to for pretty much the entire game until we get access to Thunderbolts. And Thunderbolts, if you're coming in from the BattleTech universe, are drastically different in this game. Whereas in BattleTech, they are effectively really high damage rocket launchers with relatively short range. In this game, they are stupidly broken. They are extremely high damaging rocket launchers that have a virtually infinite range. And yeah, it makes the Thunderbolts and Artemis cluster rocket weapons significantly better than they're supposed to be. In fact, one of my favorite mech loadouts is the assault mech, the Daishi / Direwolf, with three either LBX AC-20s or 3 Arrow 4 Thunderbolts or clusters.
Right, because their abilities stack.
Convoy at Beta.
Well, it's not that their abilities stack. It's that if you have 3 of the same weapons, you're always at an effective combat range, assuming that you know how to position your mech. For this Daishi build specifically with the 4 Thunderbolts, it's effectively a nuclear silo that just stands on the back and punishes anything that pretends that it's too close to me. Whereas the LBX AC-20s has got the problem of, I have an effective range of 400 meters. You come within that range, I delete your mech
Permanently.
permanently. I don't even think you can score salvage at that point, simply because you cored this mech and it died.
Fubar.
It also blew up its legs.
Ow. Damage.
Now, we are starting to see a couple of medium mechs against us, like the Hellhound that our bottom left targeting computer wants us to focus on. But I'm focusing on this Owens because Owens are relatively weak mechs and are pretty easy to take down. But you'll notice that we are getting into overheat range because I keep spamming my medium pulse lasers. I should be allowing my mech to cool down in between volleys.
Ooh, nice.
Like I'm doing here.
Oh.
You'll notice that the yellow circuiting marker is on this particular mech. What that means is that my LRM missile system is actually locked on. So assuming that I can actually keep a decent target discipline on him, I don't have to reset the missile lock on it, and my missiles will have a significantly higher accuracy chance on hitting whatever it is I'm actually targeting.
Yes,
Mind you, it doesn't really help that I keep pressing the fire button whilst my cursor is not actually on the mech.
Enemy is history. Target eliminated. Target's
The other big
good
thing
for
about
you
the
guys.
LRM missile system specifically is that they do a lot of spread damage. Like, you'll notice that this Chimera has got a lot of fucking damage on it,
What?
but it's not focused anywhere.
Alright, now he's flying right. Dr. Robotnik has landed.
Fall down, you Chimera. You don't have any
'cause
weapons left.
I think
There.
you're missing too often, because I'm wondering, like,
I am missing too
because
often.
I think if you zoomed in, then your consistency would improve.
Dude, he's 400 meters
But
away.
you're
I don't need
missing.
to I'm missing so often because I'm a shit shot. Okay, it's not because he's too far away.
We got her.
This is another really good detail about the game. All the weapon varieties in the game have the ability to take down the random foliage, and I recommend doing that simply because it gives you something to do during travel, as well as in the event that there are mechs behind the trees, then you have the ability to, attempt to shoot at them before they become a threat. Do not get used to this mechanic. There are exactly 2 missions on the story path that I will be going on that have a mobile field base. It's this one and one towards the end of the game. And yeah, with that being said, the mobile field base, although is an amazing steroid to have, it doesn't come up often enough for it to be something that you should be expecting during your contracts.
Right. Well,
What the mobile field base does is it gives you a free repair and a rearm for any mech that passes through it, which is honestly really goddamn nice. But again, it happens exactly twice in our storyline. So
Shutting down. Initiating
Really,
containment.
just the tutorial and then the actual game. Just all two instances of full heal repair.
Spectre Lance,
Repairs
this is
completed.
station control. We show a lance of mechs moving in from the southwest.
and hell, this time you have to do it before the storyline will actually progress, or at least I assume that you have
Can't
to do it.
imagine why. Roger, Tower.
There's a lot of plot that would happen to agree with you.
This is Captain Doshka, gunnery officer running cross checks. Report weapons online.
Copy. Let's draw them in, and you drop the hammer on them while we lay down supporting fire.
Acknowledged.
So yeah, the Hrothgar class dropship is loaded with a bunch of different weapon systems that I really wish I had access to at the moment, and I won't pretty much ever get access to. Specifically, it has access to what are known as light Gauss rifles, and light Gauss rifles have an effective range of, oh look, I can see them, and do a pretty decent amount of damage. The blue spiral streaks that you just saw, that's the Hrothgar firing its light Gauss rifles. They don't do all that much damage, to be perfectly honest, but these light and medium mechs will get torn apart by them.
All right, we got this nice hill for cover in case we start taking too much damage. We got fallback. I think.
I want to take down this hellhound, damn it. Get
Oh,
over here. No, stop hiding
shit.
behind the mountain.
He said, I'm over here now. Gotcha.
It's coming right at us.
Destroyed.
All right, and now we just got to take down this last
Roger,
chimera,
read. Copy.
which is behind us.
Must destroy red square.
Oh, he's got a large laser and a medium laser. I actually like large lasers quite a bit in this game. I mean, they're not nearly as effective as PPCs, but they have got a significantly faster cycle rate, so...
All right.
Finish it off, Hrothgar.
Enemy
Oh,
assisted.
okay, I guess one of our dudes got it.
Yay! Good job, team.
Targets destroyed.
That's the last of them. Nice working with you, Dashka.
And you, Commander.
And there goes the
Military
Hrothgar.
assets are loaded.
Bye,
Prepare
Hrothgar.
to launch, Captain Doshka. Das Vidania.
Thank you for helping us launch our satellite.
It's not a satellite, it's a transport boat. Alright, 2 chimeras and 2 Owens. Mostly self-father.
Ahead of schedule. Perhaps someone overheard your threat about what would happen if Kovati defaulted on payment.
Alright, and then the next episode we will continue on with our Halaron 5 runs.